It's Monday, which means we're going to be talking to our good friend, Dr. Drew. It's The Chew with Dr. Drew. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in today. By the way, I know you're kind of like a peripheral English footy fan. Big day for me yesterday. I'm not sure whether you watched. Did you watch? I know your brother-in-law, you and your brother-in-law kind of watched a little bit.
I got a few of the updates.
Okay. All right. It's a big day for me yesterday. But
Newcastle gave it away, though, in theirs.
Well, that's also a big day for me because, as you know, they're above my team at the table, so a tie is a good result for us.
Yes.
Let's talk about my teeth and my mouth. Anybody who's just turning in for the first time who hasn't heard us talk about this, what we did a few weeks ago is Dr. Drew and his courageous staff have decided to try and fix my smile because, let's go through the rundown here. I didn't have braces when I was a kid, not like you, Mel. You were fortunate enough to have braces. I know you have because you got perfect teeth. So I didn't get braces when I was a kid. I've been a heavy coffee drinker for probably the better part of 25 years, so there's some staining going on. I've got some issues. Oh, and then I've got a mouthful of silver as well because it was the old school fillings where it's like, this is what you get. So, from a dentist perspective, he's got a lot to work with here. All right. So, a few weeks ago, they've slowly but surely decided to try and fix my mouth. So, last week we did, or the week before we did some of the silver fillings. Last week was my bleaching, which I got to tell you, if Mrs. Newman was on the show right now, she would tell you that I've been on at my wife for probably like 5 years saying I want this done. I want to get it done because I'm very conscious about self-conscious about my stained teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very, very excited to have this done. So let's walk through the process of and I can tell you first off that it was completely painless. And it wasn't uncomfortable at all. So let's talk about how easy it is to get your teeth brightened.
Sometimes the hardest part is just sitting still for 45 minutes when you're in the chair.
I don't have a problem with.
Well, we get the TV going, and so that sort of helps. But, bleaching is probably the easiest way to introduce someone into some of the cosmetic aspects of dentistry. You can brighten things up in just over an hour with the Zoom, which is what we use as far as our in-office bleaching goes. And because of the convenience of it, well over 90% of the patients that elect to have bleaching have it done that way. I've done it on most of my family. I've had it done on myself, my team. It's great.
Did you, by the way, and we're going to talk about your brand new website later, but do we have the before and after photos of my mouth? Is there anywhere where people can see what's going on there?
We will make that happen.
I think we should because I was very, very happy with the results. So let's talk about then the whole process of the bleaching. What's the difference between an in-dentist office bleaching and then something that you see on the store shelves, so like Walmart?
Well, the store shelves use a similar product in terms of what it starts out and breaks down to is hydrogen peroxide. But what we're able to use as a licensed professional is just so much stronger that it works a lot quicker. So, if someone wants to do a little touch-up, the stuff that you'll get in the store will do just that. It'll touch things up a little bit. Whereas we're talking about, some pretty dramatic differences that we're able to accomplish.
You want to go for the full Monty. You go, so to speak. You go into the office, you get it done.
But one of the things that people have questions about almost every time is, well, I don't want it to look too white or unnatural.
Like Ross on Friends?
Right, exactly. But because we're bleaching your own natural teeth and there's a certain amount of shading that happens within that, the teeth bleach so that there's still that shading, and so it doesn't look, like your porcelain white
it doesn't
gleaming.
Look fake.
Right, exactly.
It's good. I'm very, very happy with my results, and I can tell you, and you and I had this discussion off air, how I guess I was very... I would use the word kind of embarrassed about my smile, so I wouldn't smile a lot because they were so discolored. But I did, since we did the process last week, I found myself over the weekend, I'm smiling more. Which is kind of, awesome. I know, which is,
yeah.
I guess you hear that all the time from people saying, you know what, I put my hand over my mouth when I laugh, that sort of thing.
Sure, and first I'll mention that we do have an all-new website called drdrew.ca. There's some great video footage on there of some of my patients and describing exactly that. The change in their life in all aspects because they're more comfortable with themselves, and so therefore they have more to give others. But the truth is that I live this myself. You know, I look back at some of the pictures of when I was 11, 12, 13 years old, and I smile with my lips together, and I can pick that out in a photo, you know, at the drop of a hat, because I had sort of the crooked teeth, and I had braces done, and so I feel a lot better as well. So I know what people feel.
And here's the thing that I realize, teeth whitening or getting your teeth fixed, much like working out and losing some weight, is the ripple effect can affect your entire life. Because here's what I find with when I exercise and with this whole teeth whitening thing is I'm more confident. Now that confidence can manifest in the workplace. It can manifest with my friends and family. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just kind of has that ripple effect. It's a little thing that can have a big impact.
Confidence is sexy.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
let's not go that far there, Dave.
She's looking at me.
Maybe we should call your wife.
I know. Are you kidding me?
See what she has to say.
I know what she has to say about that. So you've mentioned the brand new website, drdrew.ca. By the way, are you having anybody yell at you, Dr. Drew, when you're walking around? Because I think it's hilarious.
I had my first patient come in, and she called me, hey, Dr. Drew.
Dr. Drew.
So absolutely, yeah.
The famous Dr. Drew. All right. All right, well, I can tell you over the last few days that I've had a number of people comment on my teeth, so I'm very, very happy about that. Thank you very much. So this is good. And then we've got a few more things coming up, which is going to be very interesting. And not to be a tease, not to be too much of a tease, but I'm telling you, the next time we talk to Dr. Drew, it probably affects a lot of guys out there. I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. And it also affects just as many women as well, but in a very different way. But I'm just going to leave it at that. It should be interesting. I know it was very interesting in my life. Okay. drdrew.ca is the website. Zoom whitening is what I had done last week, and I'm very, very happy with my results. And it was painless. I was comfortable. As Drew said, the worst part about it was you got to sit still for 45 minutes. But when you're as busy as I am, and most people are, that's nice.
It is nice.
To actually sit and not have any kids saying, Dad, can you, Dad? 45 minutes by myself in the chair with TSN Sports. That's gone. It was nice. All right. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
Thanks for working on my smile, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds great.
All right. Dr. Drew, the brand new website is drdrew.ca. It's 8:23 with the big...